We're going to move on here. And speaking of, I don't know how we can relate this to the last topic, so I'm not even going to say speaking of, but brand new topic in boxing is going down. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao agrees to a September rematch in Vegas. Now, Lee, is this more about unfinished business, or is somebody here broke?
Well, let me say this. No, you have a 49-year-old at the time, 49-year-old Floyd Mayweather, and you have a 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao. The question is, do people want to see it again? And I think the answer would be yes. I think people would. Just
quickly, before you proceed, I want to play two clips.
Okay.
And then you could recover. I want to play those two clips. It don't make sense for me to do it after your take. I'm going to play it, and then, Lee, you can pick up right where you left off.
Got it.
10 times, I'm going to win 10 times. We fight 20 times, I'm going to win 20 times. We fight 100 times, I'm going to win 100 times. Manny Pacquiao, he's not a better fighter than me. Nowhere around the board.
Before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So this is it. This is
all right, Lee, Mike is yours.
Yeah, I just think, 49, 47, the age difference, but I do think people are interested in it. I think, people still know Manny Pacquiao for what he's done in boxing, and that, throwing a million punches in there, and Floyd is a technician, he ain't gonna get hit, and he gonna hit. So I think the interest level will be there. You asked the question, is it unfinished business? I think people want to see Floyd Mayweather lose at least one time, because they want to knock that luster off of him being undefeated. So I think the people are going to watch. And the fact that it's on Netflix, it's going to be the largest fight ever watched, because it's streaming on Netflix. So that in itself is something that's going to be seen around the world. So there's going to be a lot of interest in it. The question is whether Floyd is broke. Now look, Floyd made $1.2 billion in boxing, right? From all these $1.2 billion. Now, in the last couple of years, he's had a lot of financial setbacks. He's been sued for jewelry, sued for apartment complexes, a lot of suits. I looked on Celebrity Net, and they said his net worth is about $100 million. But there's a caveat to that, because Floyd is suing Showtime because he's saying he didn't get like $340 million from his boxing career. So he's suing Showtime. So his net worth in 2024 was about $400 to $450 million. So I wouldn't necessarily call that broke, but that's, his lifestyle just constitutes things like spending fast money and doing things like that. Look, Floyd made $250 million the first fight against Pacquiao. He made $300 million against McGregor. If you have $400 million, your net worth is $400 million, you living well. But I do think that people will watch the fight. I'm going to watch the fight. I think there's an interest level in it, because people want to see Floyd Mayweather lose, Leo. And so it's going to be exciting. The buildup is going to be great. And I agree with Mayweather. I don't think Pacquiao beats him. I think Mayweather's skill, his defensive skills, his boxing skills is just far better than Pacquiao's. So I look for a Mayweather win, but I'm looking forward to September and seeing the fight. Looking forward to it.
I mean, look, a lot of people would even call Manny Pacquiao broke. I mean, some people did, because of his political run and giving back to his country. The good kind of broke, right? I mean, if you go broke, giving back to your people. I mean, that's your pathway to heaven type of broke, right? Compared to, going broke because you're spending it on a lavish lifestyle. But, you speak about Mayweather and also the tax dispute that I believe I believe Manny Pacquiao had one as well. And, it's interesting because when you say broke, I mean, there's two different types of broke. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mayweather broke and Leo broke is two different brokes, right? But you look at it from this perspective, you have to go back to why. Like, why is this fight happening? Why? I mean, clearly Mayweather still he's not poor, he's not homeless, right? So he still got money, right? He maybe lost a lot of resources because he's out here showing it up. And that's another conversation I'm going to get to in my second lap about the black community when it comes to showing off. But we'll get to that in the second lap. When you talk about Mayweather and Pacquiao, one of the reasons why we are here is because you got to go back to the beginning. Both of these guys, believe it or not, although couldn't be more different from each other, have similar upbringings. Mayweather spent part of his childhood 7 deep in one bedroom in New Jersey. His dad, I believe, was behind bars for drug trafficking in the 90s. Pacquiao was born one of 6 siblings in the Philippines, had to drop out of school at 14 to help support his struggling family. And I think that played into not only their success, because sometimes your environment push you to be great, it also pushed them into a lifestyle that, yeah, hey, I didn't have nothing. Now I have it. Don't get it twisted. Pacquiao living good too. He has a mansion in the Philippines. He also have a luxury house full of cars. He has a massive mansion in the US with a 20-seat cinema. So, you know, they both like nice things, and that's okay, because guess what? You got the money. But when we come back, and I promised I was going to get to it in my second lap, but I actually want to end off here with it now and then pass the mic back to you. One thing about our people, black people, my people, I'm black, obviously, you're black, Lee, is our need to flash those materialistic mindsets. Flash, right? Because it's one thing to have it. I'm pretty sure if I won $1 billion today, I'm going to give me a nice home. No doubt about it. Are you kidding me? In a nice neighborhood. No doubt about it. Are you kidding me? I might be giving back a lot more than other people. Yeah, I probably would, because that's just the type of person I am. But one thing you're not going to see me doing is going on Instagram, taking pictures of these cars, calling them toys and whatnot, you know, being in the back of a vehicle with all these stacks around me, pointless videos to me that I'm like, why even post that? Like, how are you changing the world in need of change right now? Like, how is that changing the world that we are living in? The world that is going into a new direction that's not in a good direction. Like, what is the point? So when you come back to Mayweather, it's not about him with the lavish lifestyle, because he has a right to live it, as do Manny Pacquiao. But it's about the flashing of the materialistic thing to me that would lead people to question you being broke. Listen, nobody's saying Manny Pacquiao's broke today because they don't see what Manny Pacquiao is doing with his money. But we see what Mayweather is doing with his money. We see him going to the strip club. He's literally recording it. To me, that's why we're having this conversation. But Lee, I pass the mic over back to you.
Yeah, the first fight between Pacquiao and Mayweather grossed $600 million, Leo. The highest grossing boxing match in boxing history, $600 million. I think that this fight will do the same because it's on Netflix and it's going to be streamed around the world. So when we talk about money and we talk about broke, like you said, it's all relative. You know, if Floyd is worth 100 million or up, it could be anywhere from 100 to 450. That's a lot of money, but he's going to get 300, 400 million dollars from this fight. So,
I mean, you're telling people that grew up with nothing, you have an opportunity to make another 300 million. I mean, you're gonna say no.
Yeah, that's you know. So whether he's broke or not now, this fight is going to put him in that lifestyle. But I totally agree with you. You know, the accumulation of wealth is you know, some people don't flash that. You know, you don't see others flashing it the way you see Mayweather and some of our athletes doing, and that's unfortunate because, you know, buying all the chains and all the cars, hey, they depreciate once you buy them, right?
And it's not, and that's the point, Lee. It's not about getting those things. Those things is not like, it's not about getting the car. It's not about getting the chain. It's about proving something to somebody. Social conditioning. It's about what it symbolizes in the community. Oh, I got all this money, so let me come back to the hood and flash it. Yeah. Because, you know, it means something, being that, you know, obviously we all know that our people haven't had, a lot of us don't have those opportunities. Yeah. So it's almost like, you know, with the social media era, it's not even about just, oh, you know, let me get a nice house for my family because I grew up in humble beginnings. It's about, yo, I got a point to prove.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I like the model that like a Kyrie Irving does, man. Kyrie does a lot of things
Absolutely.
under the radar. He pays people stuff off, buys, that under the radar
Give
stuff.
his
He's using
shoes,
the
the
money that
sneakers.
he's made to help others and take care of others, even doing it anonymously. That's what I like. That's the kind of flow I would have. And but Floyd is Floyd. I'm not here to judge Floyd in one way or the other. What I'm saying is this fight is going to be mega. Even though they're 49 and 47 years old, it's going to be a mega fight. It's going to be highly attended in the arena and seen around the world, and they're going to make a lot of money. So if he is broke, and I know 50 Cent keeps saying he's broke, that's relative. Broke is relative, right? He's going to make $300-400 million off of this fight, and so he'll be back to doing what he does, right? So I think it's a little bit of unfinished business because people want to see Pacquiao, and that fight took so long to make, right? And then the way Floyd sort of dominated it, people want to see it again and hope that Pacquiao can do more. I don't think he will, but certainly the broke thing is relative to what we consider broke and what others consider.
Yeah, it's a different type of broke. It could be
Yeah.
broke. I lost all this money, and even though I'm still rich, I need more money because I had more than this.
Yeah,
that could be a broke, right? Again, a poor person broke and a rich person broke is two different brokes.
yeah.
But I think for me, it's unfinished business in the sense of making more money, not because of the legacy here. I don't think Mayweather would take this fight because of legacy. Mayweather has always been the guy that does what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, when he wants to do it. There were times that he waited out fights because he wanted to find the perfect time to fight that person. People call it ducking. Mayweather will probably tell you something different. I just wanted to do it when I wanted to do it because I was.
I think it's smart business. I just think it's smart business, Leo.
That's how he looked at it, right?
Yep.
But I would say this though, and we're not done yet because there's also the boxing part of this that I want to get into and my thoughts on the fight. Actually, but I would say this, and this is my last point on the broke money conversation side of things. If you were, because a lot of people say, right? Mayweather fought smart, which he did. He was one of the best defensive fighters of all time. Some people argue better than Pernell Whitaker. Me, that's a tough conversation to have. But he fought smart. But if you're fighting smart and the name of the game is to hit and not get hit, have a long-lasting career, get in and get out, he's coming back. And he spent a lot of money. So what was, in some regards, you look at it like, what's the point? But, that's neither here nor there. Let's come back to the fight. Lee, I might be the only one here. I might be the idiot in the room. And I might sound crazy. But to me, I think this fight is going to be better than the first one.
It could be. It could be.
It should.
Be.
The fight was so bad. The first one, is that a high bar? Because you got to think about it from this perspective. There was so much demand for the first one. So much. A lot of people said it happened 5 years too late, which it did. And by the time we got it, it didn't live up to expectations. Now you look at Floyd. Yeah, he was a defensive wizard, but he's out of his prime. He's probably not going to be as elusive as he was with the twitchy reflexes that he had. Pacquiao still got speed. We saw it clearly. He's still fighting guys that are young and welterweights like Mario Barrios in his previous fight. I thought he won the fight. They give it a draw.
He gets hit a lot though, Leo. He gets hit way more now than he ever did.
Manny Pacquiao for sure. His movement is not the same either.
Yeah.
So both guys are going to lose movement. But to me, that makes it interesting because, if you could at least make Mayweather a shell of himself defensively with Pacquiao's offense, the fight should be even more entertaining. Well, it wasn't entertaining the first time. It should be better than the first one. And another thing that you mentioned that I want to end off with is what makes it intriguing is that that Mayweather got on his record. That's on the line. Yeah. Now, if Mayweather loses, which I think is an actual good chance of happening, I disagree with you. I think Pacquiao should be the favorite because he's more active. Mayweather been doing these side hustles and these side gigs and these side shows. Pacquiao has been consistent still, more than Mayweather. Now, assuming, let's say, hypothetically, he loses, now, when you get to those all-time conversations, it looks a lot different. When you talk about Sugar Ray Robinson, when you talk about Ali, and look, I thought Mayweather with the O would have a hard time convincing me that he's better than Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson with the O, right? Because I think Sugar Ray and Ali is like, untouchable. But now with a 1 instead of a O, you can make the argument Pacquiao, who has a couple losses on his resume, could surpass Mayweather all time. So to me, yeah, it may not be the fight that everybody has an appetite for anymore, but it could definitely have all-time implications.
It's a legacy fight for Mayweather because, to your point, people can say who's better, who's not better, all of that stuff. But the one thing that Floyd can always go back on, he got that 0 on the end of his record, and that gives him a little clout, and a lot of clout, really. And so it's a legacy fight for Floyd, and I just think Floyd's going to win. I think Floyd, his skill set is going to be too much for Pacquiao. I think he's still sharp. He's moving. He's a boxing savant. That's what he is. And so now at 49, everybody, you're going to slow down with age. That's just the way it is. So it'll make, to your point, it'll make for a more intriguing fight. But I think his defensive skills are still there. You see it in his sparring. And it's going to be, I'm interested to watch it. And I think people around the country here and abroad are going to watch it. And it's going to be a great fight because you're right. If Floyd loses, that knocks him down and everybody's mind and their opinions. With that 0 at the end, you can't tell him anything. He can say what he wants to. He can say he's the best ever. Give him a loss.
A loss here would also bring up theories that people brought up for a long time. Why didn't the fight happen when it was supposed to? Manny Pacquiao came out with the excuse of his shoulder. Maybe that was true all along. Maybe he did have a messed up shoulder. And, so to me, I think this fight needed to happen in part 2. Obviously, way earlier than this. But guess what? What's the saying? Better late than never.
Absolutely.
Sports, politics, conspiracy theories. We are here to give you our unique perspectives on things happening in the world. It's the one and only, The Real Lil on The Real Lil Show.